right, so here we have a quick guide to the home buying 2024-2025 when you are working with GID Realty. We're going to try to make this as short as possible, pretty simple. The whole purpose of this is so that you aren't confused going through the home buying process. We want to give you information to have you informed, know what you're signing, know why you're giving money, and know where your money is going to throughout the whole home buying process. So the involved parties of the home buying process are typically the seller and the buyer. Of course, the person looking at this is typically going to be the buyer. The seller could be anybody from a new build company. It could be a custom home builder, or it may be a pre-owned homeowner who is looking to sell their house and they've hired another realtor. Super simple on that end. We highlighted the loan officer. The loan officer is the most important person in your transaction, in my opinion, besides you, the buyer, wanting to purchase a home, because we can find the right house, we can write the perfect offer, we can get it accepted, and if we don't come with the funds to close this deal at the end of the transaction, you will not get a home. So we have to make sure that you are paired with the right loan officer to get your deal done. The escrow officer, if you're on social media, that's the person who works at the title company. That's who you see the people with the boomerangs and all that stuff on social media dancing, and everybody's happy getting keys. All this person does is the legal side of your transaction. They make sure that everything is covered, from the contract to deed transfers to clear title. On my team, we have a transaction coordinator. A transaction coordinator typically helps the client and realtor stay on top of the dates and the docs and make sure that we don't miss anything. An inspector is somebody that we hire, or let me not say we, that you, the buyer, would hire to work as a third party to you. We're looking at the house to make sure that the house is pretty, that the rooms are big enough. You hire an inspector to make sure that the roof isn't getting ready to cave in, that the foundation looks solid. They do a visual inspection of the whole home, and they check to make sure that it's up to date with the current code. So some of the things that they mark on that report will be 2024, 2025 code, even though your house was built in 2014. So these are some things that you may want to look at upgrading, or we can negotiate with the seller to try to get you additional credits. The appraiser, this is somebody who the bank hires as a third party to make sure that the home is worth what we're offering on the home. Myself and the team of realtors at GID Realty, we are here to help you form your deal and to get you in contact with every person that you see here. And since we're in a new market now, typically we can get you a home warranty. This is basically everything that insurance doesn't cover in your home being covered by a third party, almost like cell phone insurance, where you pay a fraction of the price to get that item repaired, or you get that item replaced. Pre-approval. We need this as a realtor to determine your buying power. It lets us know how to form your deal, what your budget will be. And it's basically like our roadmap to getting into a house as a realtor. This is why most realtors don't want to show you houses before you get a pre-approval, because we don't even know if we can make that deal work for you. So there's no point in getting your hopes all up, making you fall in love with the house only 2 weeks later to tell you that, yeah, you can't get that house. If you need help getting ready for a loan, we have the pieces in place to help you do that. We can possibly look at it ourselves on the realtor side using Credit Check Total to kind of help you get your credit score, if you have a bunch of time, to a decent score, 620, 650, maybe a 700. Each person is a little bit different, but what we'll do is we'll take a look at your debts, see how we can pay those debts down, see how that'll affect your score. And then we always like to tell people to apply with the lender 60 to 90 days before you actually need to move. So that way, if they want or need you to do anything, you have enough time for that stuff to take effect. Money needed. There's going to be money that you have to exchange to buy a house, especially here in Texas. All of this money, we try to get it to go towards your closing costs to purchase the home. So the biggest expense when you're first starting out is typically the earnest money. If you're buying a pre-owned home, it's typically 1% of whatever the purchase price is. If we're working with a new build, they kind of set their own rules. It could be anywhere from $1,500 to $20,000. It just depends on the builder and the price point. That earnest money is turned in within 72 hours of you going under contract. So if you know that you need to pull money from 401k or you're borrowing those funds and you don't have those funds readily accessible to you, we want to wait on writing a contract until you have that money, because if you don't turn in the earnest money, the seller can cancel your contract. Option money, this protects the earnest money. This allows you to put in a contract offer on any property. If you say, hey, for whatever reason, I'm a Cowboys fan, next door is the Eagles fans, a Washington Commanders fan next door, and then some other team that I hate, I just want to be all-around Cowboy fans, you can back out of the house for whatever reason you want to, including your sports team affiliations. So it's no issue, no problem, no questions asked, and you'll get your earnest money back. The real reasons why most people will back out during the option period is if we are trying to negotiate repairs that we found in the inspection and we can't get to terms with the seller, then typically we'll back out, we'll get our earnest money back, and then we'll give the seller $100 or $200, whatever we've written into that contract, for the ability to get out of the contract and get our earnest money back. The inspection costs, it varies on what you're having the inspector look at. Typically, it's anywhere from maybe $300 to $500. If you are inside the city limits, we've been helping a lot of people in the country. If they have to drive a little bit further, if you got septic tanks and a pool, different stuff like that, an acre of sprinkler and water irrigation systems, then that price could go up. But you're basically paying this person to check out the house and make sure that you're making a solid investment when you're buying that house. And then again, we come to the appraisal. The appraiser costs anywhere from $400 to $700 from what we've been seeing. And you'll typically have to pay that within 2 weeks of going under contract. Normally, once we get through the option period, then we're getting you over to the lender, and the lender is going to kind of be more hands-on with you from that point, and they'll get you set up with the appraisal. Realtor, I tell everybody, our responsibility is to get you the right home at the right price and protect your money. So if we can save you the most amount of money that we can, we will. If we can get you any discounts, we will. We have no intention to get you to spend the most money possible. I want you to see me at Target, Walmart, basketball game, whatever, and be happy and say, hey, I saved so much money, I want to buy Jeff some food, because I'm always hungry, because I'm always on the go. So if you find it in your heart, and you see me, let's make it happen. Also on the realtor side, we now have to get you to sign a buyer representation agreement before we show you houses. What that means is you are actually becoming our client. This is just something that the National Association of Realtors came down with. So since they came down with that, we have. All right. So when you apply for the loan itself, you are going to basically do the same process you do when you are buying a car. You're going to send the lender your ID, bank statements, check stubs. The only thing, in addition, that they may want, besides you getting a car, is a copy of your W-2 if you're self-employed, maybe your tax returns. It just varies from loan to loan on what you're going to have to send in on the tax side. But for every other loan that we work with, it's pretty much going to be your bank statements, pay stubs, ID, and Social Security. I tell everybody, hey, the bank is getting ready to loan you at least $250,000 in most cases. They may ask you some questions over and over and over again, but they just want to make sure before they lend you this money that they're going to get this money back. So I just tell everybody, be patient when working with the bank. Sometimes people take a day off. You can't access somebody else's files or computer, so they need to get the same docs from you. So just to keep them from getting hacked and all your personal information being out there, there's a lot of security set in place. So just, be mindful that they may ask you for stuff. I tell everybody, just put your home buying documents in a folder And whenever they ask you for it, just send it all over to them, and they'll have everything and just keep everything up to date. It'll make your life so much easier. We already talked about the title company. This is just more detail about what they do. If you are ready to start buying a house, you see the contact information below. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, phone numbers, emails. Just get in contact with us, and we'll get you going in the right direction. If there's anything else that you need, we'll have a link with basically everything summarized in a paper format that you can have. And give us a call, 817-252-4280. And if you go on that social media, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, comment. Anything we can help you out with.